It is 7:36. We are at race day, Catalina Eco Marathon. I'm running the half trail marathon here. It's called the Catalina Eco Trail Marathon. And so I've been training for it for a couple of months, really, which is not enough. But I did the Trans-Catalina Trail backpacking trip this summer, which tells me I can do the work. Can I do it fast? That's the only question. Well, it is the last day of training for the half trail marathon on Catalina Island before heading over to Catalina tomorrow, and then we'll run on Saturday. Looks like the weather's going to be perfect. Been doing my training here in the beautiful hills of Palos Verdes, the beach in Redondo sometimes. Here, it's so amazing and peaceful. It's hard to even remember I'm training for something, so it's pretty cool. Here we go. Heading out to Catalina Island, which you can see way off in the distance. About an hour trip across the water. So I'm just, this is the last mile and a half of the trail marathon tomorrow. I just went up there and you turn off the main trail that comes down Hermit's Gulch from the top of the ridge. Which is about a mile and a half, 1.8 miles down. And then this last mile and a half back to the finish line down to downtown Avalon is actually on pavement. So we're actually going to be on paved roads tomorrow for the last mile and a half, and so I'm just kind of scouting it out. I've walked the entire perimeter of the half trail marathon during my Trans-Catalina backpacking trip this summer, so I'm familiar with that part of the trail, but the last 3 miles I'm not familiar with, where you cut off at the top of the mountain off of the main trail and down Hermit's Gulch Trail and back to this road. So I've never been on this one before. Well, it's 4:51 a.m. on race morning. Just waking up, ready for race day. Here we go. I woke up about a little after 2 o'clock this morning. I went to bed early. Went to bed at like before 8:30 last night, and I slept solid from 8:30 till about 2:10. And I woke up at 2:10 and kind of tossed and turned a little bit since then. I still slept pretty good, but my alarm's set for 5 a.m. because that's when I get up most mornings. But it's a little before 5, and I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to get up. So, game on. This is my countdown, my morning pre-game ritual. Got up at 5 a.m. this morning, and I just wrote out the last 2.5 hours before the actual race starts, so I didn't forget anything, so that I didn't like all of a sudden realize, oh crap, it's sooner than I thought or whatever. I just got to pay attention to my watch. And I've got the stuff that I'm actually carrying with me. I'm going to be wearing a cap. I'm taking a buff, which is kind of like a headband, sunglasses, a reusable flexible cup, because they don't use paper cups on the trail here. Wearing my Sunto watch and heart rate monitor, carrying gum and my iPhone, and so I can take some pictures and communicate in case of emergency or whatever. I'm gonna walk down there to where the start line is, down the street, and just coming out, there's a cruise ship coming in the distance that's coming into port, so we're gonna have hundreds and hundreds of more people coming in momentarily. By the way, here's where we're staying. I'm staying at the Pavilion Hotel. It's a great spot. They got full breakfast in the mornings. You're literally 2 blocks from the start line, because it's just down the little way here, and so it's a great place to stay. Great service. They have wine and cheese in the evenings, which I didn't get to enjoy last night. But we'll probably enjoy it tonight, and then my wife will be here tonight, so that's awesome. This is Avalon Bay, and there's the pier. It's a beautiful place, and after today, it'll be a whole new experience. So just walking down to check out the start line and all that kind of stuff. Here's the, they're all set up. They got everything set up here in the background for the race. They're checking people in and selling stuff. So pretty cool. It's gonna be a perfect weather for race day. I mean, you could not beat the weather. And here is gonna be the starting line. That line, that red thing there, they'll fold that down. That's actually the start line and the finish line for the half trail marathon. And then when we start, we'll just be running straight up that road until it runs out, and then we'll turn and head up the mountains. Well, can't see the sun yet, but we can see the sunrise off of the cruise ship. We'll be coming up right over that mountain trail. So this is one of the reasons I love the Pavilion Hotel. It's got this nice, great courtyard. Got a fire pit. They serve breakfast. It's just pretty nice. And then you're right here. Literally right there's the water. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, you know, so the Catalina Express from Long Beach just pulled in. So on board that, not the cruise ship behind it, but the smaller ferry in front of it, you can barely see it. It's kind of blending in. But on board that is my support team, the love of my life, Julie, and my videographer, Kevin Russo. So they just pulled in, and they're gonna be getting here in a second. I'm saving my legs and feet. Just hanging out here waiting for them at the hotel rather than going out to meet them. So you can also tell as the people are coming off the ferry, you can tell the ones that are running in the race because they're the ones that are moving faster than everybody else. So they're wearing shorts and look like they're about to run in a marathon race. So here comes a whole crew of them. And they're walking a little faster than everybody else. So here comes my crew, my support team right here, my crew. Hey guys. So, ready to rock and roll. Put the number over my 6-pack. So we're at 7:37, so we are like 7:37. We're 45 minutes till. A little over 45 minutes till the start. So I'm getting ready to do my warming up. Sunscreen. I got to put on sunscreen. Putting it on just to make sure. Oh, it smells so good. It's the coconut. That's the magic. Who cares about sunscreen? It's the smell of coconut. And that zinc oxide on my face, so there's no smell. So I got this morning about 5:15 or so, I got a text from Julie that she's got a new iPhone and the alarm did not work to go off on it. So she overslept and she's catching the 6:15 ferry out of Long Beach, which is, I don't know, 45 minutes from the house. So she got up and like just in time, and she was afraid, we were afraid she was gonna miss it, but she actually, she made it.
How's the weather at daytime?
It's gonna be 70, sunny and 70. It's all about layers. When you're in the shade, it's cool. Gonna be very little wind, 4 to 5, 6 miles an hour. So we'll be sweating.
This is nice.
What's that? That is pretty. Yep. Game time. GPS found, heart rate found. We're ready to go. So click that when we start. We're off to the races.
Literally.
Off to the races. Nothing hurting yet. But the most important thing today is that I will finish. I spent most of my life quitting stuff. And all the quitting's in the past.
I got a shirt.
There it is. Start line, finish line. Thank you.
I was looking for Luca. You were all I could find.
The start's about where those yellow islands are.
Not start line.
You run a world record, boy, that's how you open the Olympics right now.
You can get a shoe contract. You're on the real record. Where's Robert? Everybody but Robert. I'll get a shoe contract.
Mike, did they get off all right? Oh, yeah. Super.
So this is the first time I have actually run a race that would be a running race since my sophomore year in high school when I hated track. And I ran in one meet. I ran the 220 high hurdles, came in second in my heat, and then got toasted in the finals. And that was it. And then I did pole vault. I tried to do pole vault, but I didn't have enough upper body strength.
It's perfect running weather.
And I don't know what that means. Hope that's not the start. And then I tried to do pole vault and I didn't have enough upper body strength, so I just quit. Instead of training and getting stronger, I just didn't do it. I was going to do high jump and chickened out at the last minute. And after that one meet in junior varsity, I quit.
Okay, okay, fine.
So I spent most of my life quitting, and that was just a pattern. And so this is one of those things that I will finish. Whatever it takes, I'm going to finish. Hoping to do it in less than 3.5 hours. 13.1 miles on pretty intense trail. I'm not trained well enough to run it. And there are very few people that will actually run it. So, it's game on. I'll see you at the finish line.
Right. Let's hear it for all those personal records. You lose a bet? No, only kidding. Only kidding. Good choice, good choice. It's really flat and fast. And who was in charge of weather? Who was in charge of weather? Great job. Absolutely gorgeous.
All right, we're at the starting line. 2 minutes or 3 minutes till start. And here we go. Warmed up, trained, ready, and I will finish. Yeah. I don't look like I've been doing this a long time. 2 minutes to start time. Just be ready, have the video running because I'm going to start with blazing speed.
Don't pass up the pace car.
The pace car, yeah. Let's just say I'll run out of gas before they will. There's my support crew. They're doing all the hard work. I'm doing the easy work. I just have to run up that street, take a couple of corners, and then all the mountains. All the mountains.
60 seconds! 60 seconds! Hey, for my photographer Darren here. On 3, please, everybody with both hands up. 1, 2, 3! That's how you do this.
He takes care of you.
And there's the crowds. 30 seconds to start.
Great run, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Nice to each other, making new friends. Please, you don't run up those. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Runner.
right, we are now going, and I'm getting past fast. It's all right. That's how you finish. So about a mile in, there's the old Wrigley Mansion, top of the hill, and there's all the people that passed me in the first half mile. All right, we're on our first big climb going up the hill. This is in the first little over a mile. So I'll call this my 1 mile check-in. And in the first 2 minutes, I feel like 200 people passed me because I started pretty close to the front, but I'm not trying to run this thing out. Look at this, this is the view behind me. This is what makes this whole thing unbelievable. That's pretty awesome stuff. Right up there is the Wrigley Mansion. And the view from the distance, we're passing. Yeah, in the first couple of miles, everybody's pretty optimistic. We're moving. I'm one of the slowest ones right now. We'll see how it goes at the end. Now the real thing begins. This is when it really happens.
Huh? No one's complaining? Good. Perfect. Here's the dirt. Have fun. Enjoy.
About 1.8 miles in, we just left the road and now we're on the trail. Now it gets real. Still beautiful though. First water station. Excited about that. 2 miles up. So this is the mile 2 check-in. It's intense climbing. By the way, the whole race, for the first nearly 6 miles, you're essentially going uphill. And this is some pretty good elevation grade. You go up 1,700 feet in the first 5 miles approximately. You got to train for that. All right, mile 3. That makes us close to a quarter of the way done. Just checking in. We're in the shade right now, which is pretty nice.
Woo! Feels good.
And I love a little enthusiasm on the trail. Because it's been silent the whole time. I think I'm gonna have to bring some enthusiasm to these people. Because that lady in front of me just set it off. So just a little over 3 miles. I think there's our second aid station. I think it's like 3.2 miles. So that should be coming up real quick here. I think that's right. And then pretty much the first 5 miles, nearly 6 miles, is almost all uphill. And after the 1.8 miles, you get off pavement, you're on these fire roads. And it's just uphill grind. About 2/3 of the time you're in the sunshine, about 1/3 of the time you're in the shade. And that's the way it goes, but it's beautiful all the way around. So right now it's showing the heart rate is 154. So I've been moving so far at about 160 beats per minute heart rate. I've been training at about 140 beats per minute. So I'm pushing pretty hard compared to what I've been doing in my training. So we'll see if I can sustain that for 13 miles at 160 beats per minute. Right now I feel really good. A little over 3 miles. Nothing's tight, nothing's hurting, everything feels great. So, so far so good, but you know, we're not even a quarter of the way done yet. A lot of people feel good in the first 3 miles. I've already passed one gal that was on the verge of throwing up. So that's probably pre-race preparation. And at the first water station, she probably drank too much water, not enough electrolytes. So a lot of how you fuel up before you start the race really matters. And also if you've been training and you're staying with that training routine, what works. Station number 2, gonna give me a little hydration and back off. So we're just a little past the second water station, coming up on probably 3.5 miles, 3.25 miles right now. So right after that second water station, you're gonna run into a pretty good climb, pretty steep. Trail goes up there, and then that's where I think we'll make it to the first ridge. Is up there on that ridge. It's just gonna be about another mile of intense climbing. Got about 2 more miles, 2.5 miles of intense climb before we get our first respite with the downhill. There's a view, kind of gorgeous behind us. We're about to get up on the ridge. So we got another couple of miles of climbing, probably a little over 3.5 miles now coming up. 4 miles shortly. There's a fire break. Feeling good so far, so good. I'm pushing myself quite a bit harder than I did in training. My pulse is at 160 right now, and I've been holding it about 160 most of the time, which is a fast uphill walk on this incline. Gets my heart at 160. Not great, not where I wish it was. I wish I could do 140 at a walk on this steep incline. So that's part of my training for next year. One of the things you want to do is you want to make sure you take advantage of all the shade. So sometimes one half of the trail will have shade. It's about 10 degrees cooler in the shade than it is in the sun. So especially for the first half of the race. Anytime you can be on the side of the trail that has shade on it, take advantage of the shade. The other thing that I see a lot of people doing that I think is a huge mistake is wearing black shirts. Wearing a black shirt once we get in the second half of this race, it's almost all sun. And when you're in that sun, a dark colored shirt takes it out of you. So you want to wear a light colored shirt by all means. Yeah. Climb, baby, climb. A ton of people that passed me when we started. I've been passing them for the last 30 minutes. So here's drink station number 3, I think. Top of a long climb, more climbing coming. All right, mile 5, we're pretty close to the east end of the island. We'll be looking out over the Pacific pretty soon. Had a little up and down here, so I've been able to do a little jogging. A little flat here. And we've got one more big climb. I'm not sure what's on the other side of that. There's some more ups and downs, for sure, before we get our first major downhill. We're about 5.5 miles, and now you can see Avalon in the distance. You can see the Pacific out west, and the east end, there's the sun. We're coming pretty close to the top. As you can see over there, we're going to start our descent in probably about a half a mile, less than half a mile, about a quarter mile or so. Get another climb here, and then there's another ridge after that. Go down a little bit and back up a little bit. And then we're going to be on some just ups and downs, but mostly down for, I don't know, about 3 miles, something like that. And then back up when we get to the Hermit Gulch cutoff. All right, we just turned the corner, the east end, and now looking out over the Pacific side of the island toward Hawaii somewhere. And I've been going downhill for quite a while now. So I want to do pick up a little speed, see if I can pass a few more people. Not because I'm fast, but because I pace myself. All right.
Almost halfway.
We're next 6 miles, yeah. Coming up on halfway. We're on the downhill side now. I got some shade. Remember, take advantage of the shade when you got it. It's 10 degrees cooler in the shade probably. So I'm now back to 27 people that have passed net since we left the pavement. Those 3P just passed me running. I'm just pacing myself, more on heart rate than anything else. And then 6.5 miles is the longest I have gone in training. So we're at 6 miles now. And another half mile and I'll be in new territory for running. So we're coming up on the next water station there. Been going downhill for about half a mile or so, I think. And getting ready for another uphill, and then downhill, and then the last big uphill. And we're nearly halfway. All right, we're coming up close to 7 miles. For the first time I see an emergency vehicle at the top of this little hill here. I don't know if that's a water station or just here in case, or if they've actually had to come rescue somebody. But here's a pretty intense little climb for us. I think we'll be doing a little more downhill after this. Now I see it's mile 7. We're past the halfway mark. There's Hawaii somewhere in the distance. Morning. I remember, always take advantage of the shade when you got it. Very much. And I'm gonna hug the right edge of the trail here so I get the shade, because it cools you down pretty dramatically. All right, back to jogging. See you soon. Well, we just passed water station number 5 at about 7.5 miles. And it was already shut down. All the bananas were gone, all the electrolytes were gone. There was about 1.5 gallons of water left. So I just took me one little cup, because there's a lot of people still behind me. I don't want to leave them without any water. But it's another 1.9 miles to the next water station, so I'm not carrying any water. I feel fine, so I think I'm good. But I did not expect to not have that option of getting electrolytes and half a banana, especially if I needed it. So we'll see how it goes. Sun's up. There's no shade anymore, so it's all sun from here on out, at least till we hit the last 3 mile strip down the mountain. So we are coming up on what I believe is the last big climb to the peak. Up around there and up over there. And I think that's ridge way up in the distance, on silhouetted against the sky. I think that is the Hermit Gulch cutoff. You can see it right in the middle of the screen, I think. You see something orange. I think that's the cutoff right down the hill. So, still a long ways to go. We're still not even mile 8 yet. When we hit that, we hit that about 8.5, so I guess we're up pretty close to that, and then we run down past it 3/4 mile and back, and then we'll be at mile 10, and then 3 miles down the hill to the finish line. I think somebody's playing games with us, telling us it's mile 3. I'm hoping that means mile 8. Is that 8? I think that's mile 8. But now I have no idea. I've lost count. I just know we're still going uphill. At 8.5, about 8.5 should be the cutoff to Hermit's Gulch. So I figure I got another half mile, which means we're getting pretty close to the final real climb, to the top of the final climb. This is the final climb. So there's mile 8. I don't know what that 3 was back there. I think they were just messing with us.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. All right, here's the last little run up to the Hermit's Gulch cutoff. When you get to there, we got 3/4 mile down to the turnaround, and then 3/4 mile back, and then that's where you turn down to go down into the canyon and back to the finish line. So once I get to Hermit's Gulch cutoff, we will be 4.6 miles to to go, I think. It's 3.1 plus 1.5. Yeah, 4.6 miles. Here we go. So, coming up on the turnaround here pretty quick. Passing all the people that are ahead of me. Coming back. Very inspiring. And then it's the home stretch. So you got a little over 4 miles to go right now. Here comes a big chunk of people. I gotta pick it up. Mile 9, 4 miles to go. Almost to the turnaround. All right. Great work, guys. Good job. All right, here we go. Turnaround's close. Can't see it yet, but it's got to be close. There, baby. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think, maybe next time. Well, here on the way back at the top, they actually have a new restroom.
Stay to your left
So,
once you get to the water station.
gotta stay to the left of the water station. Oh, here we go. That means turn down and go down the right trail so you don't go back the way you came. We're in the turnaround right now, and I'm coming up on the final station, and Hermit's Gulch cutoff. It's 3.1 miles to the bottom. All right, the girl just passed me. I gotta go. All right, home stretch. Going down the Hermit's Gulch Trail. Single track trail. 3 miles to go. There's the finish line right in the distance. So this is the Hermit's Gulch cutoff trail. It's technical, and you're tired. Be ready. All right, about 1 mile to go. I just drank some water. It's the first time I had water. I had electrolytes, but never any water. And for the first time I felt a cramp in my gut. So on the last mile, up around the top, about 4 miles ago, I switched to the buff because sweat was running in my eyes so bad. And I got 1 mile to go, but for the first time I'm feeling my gut did not feel comfortable after that water I drank. Haven't drank any water on the way, just been drinking electrolytes. And that water kind of dropped on me. Just made my gut feel like it was gonna cramp. So I'm gonna walk for a minute, have my heart rate get back down, because my heart rate's been up over 180, 175 plus for a long time. So I never pushed that hard. I'm pushing now. And getting ready to make the final run. And I don't know, I'll probably run at least the last half mile, if not more than that.
From Redondo Beach, going 13.1 here at Catalina.
I did not think I could do it in under 3. No way.
You did it.
I did it. Good job, ladies.
Yes! Woo! It's awesome! Yeah! There's Ida.
Time to go for a swim.
What's up, Kev?
All right, we're going in the water. Got to get rid of some of that lactic acid. Whoops. Got to get rid of that lactic acid.
Crushed that, man.
Pretty good, man. Nothing unexpected. No real pain. No injuries. But I finished. That was the most important thing. Under 3 hours. At least my unofficial time was under 3 hours, 2:59 something. Good work.
You too, man. Thanks. It's a lot of climbing.
all about the training. You know, they better be trained, prepared.
Do you want some water?
Oh yeah.
Baby, let's go.
Let's see. So my 6-pack will be ready for the next marathon. Okay, once I get in, I'm not sure to get out, so you have to send some help. Okay, now I feel like a new man. Should I go to the hotel room? Let me shower. All the feet are kind of tired and a little tender, but nothing's, no blisters, no sprains, no breaks. It was fun. It was good. I felt good the whole way. My heart rate, I jacked it up. I trained around 140 beats per minute for all the training. I probably kept it above 160 almost the whole time. The first mile, I didn't, because I was getting activated, getting everything warmed up, making sure everything was working right, and then I was able to speed up. But in that first, mile, I bet 150 people passed me. So I started out slower than everybody.
The first stretch where we like caught you.
First stretch up to, yeah, by the time.
That's a tough little stretch right there.
Well, it is, but everybody's running up it. And my pace, I had a set pace, and I stayed true to my pace. So I didn't follow the crowd. I stayed at my own pace, and because of that, I was able to almost speed up the whole last 3.1 miles down the tough part. I was able to fly. I was not running out of gas. I mean, I was out of gas at the end, but. Hey, bro.
You guys having a fun time? Yeah! Good choice today. 13.1, 26.2. Hold on, let me think. Good choice. Now, anybody in this group, any of my half marathoners did their very first half marathon today.
Right here.
Awesome. Personal record, another personal record.
Personal best. Yep.
Nicely done. Well,
First one. That's just crazy. My calves did really good. My calves did better than I expected. My hamstring, where I tweaked it 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, it did really good. I could feel it tight. I think I started out right. I did the right pace to start.
Yeah, not blow it
I didn't blow
out.
it out. I did not try to keep up with people. Because, man, they were passing me like crazy.
Top 20.
In my age class?
Yeah.
Maybe top 15.
In my age class, I've been top 7.
Top what?
7.
7.
Because I'll bet
Top 10.
once you get past the top ones, I bet it dropped off fast.
Cheers.
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 Enjoy, baby.
That victory sip right there.
Okay, that is a margarita. I think I'm going to be going. So this is my post-race celebratory meal. A blue water burger loaded up with everything. And that's a mouthful. I earned that.